Yeah, it's an issue. I mean, the NBA really tried to fix competitive balance with this last CBA, and it just, for various reasons they couldn't have predicted, and situations like, when they signed Steph Curry to a $11 million a year contract, they didn't realize he was going to become a two-time MVP. Just certain circumstances happened they couldn't foreseen that submarined it a little bit. And they're trying to fix it in the next CBA, but these things are glacial. They take time. Now, the counterpoint is that the NBA has always been a top-heavy league. That if you look at decade by decade, there's always been 2 or 3 teams that have generally dominated over 3 or 4 years. What's disappointing this year is the conference finals are supposed to be a crowning achievement. They are supposed to be major fights. And last year in the East, we saw it go 6 games. In the West, we saw it go 7. That was, much closer to what we wanted. And the round before, we saw a great series between the Thunder and the Spurs. That's the way the league is supposed to be arranged. Maybe that you would never have 15 teams that have a chance to win, but you may have 6, and 4 of them reach the end, and it becomes a hell of a fight. That's what's disappointing, is that we only have 2. And you could bring up 15 different people who know the league very well, and they give you 15 different reasons how it could be changed or been avoided or whatever. The situation is the situation. The league is trying to take action on it. Whether it works or not, we'll have to see. What I will say is this. The Warriors face some choices with their roster. They have a majority of their roster is going to be a free agent this summer. They're probably going to keep Curry and Durant, which is all that matters, but they're going to have troubles keeping this team together, and the Cavs next year are going to hit the repeater tax, where they're going to be the most taxed team in the history of the league. They're going to have trouble keeping the team together. So there are mechanisms in place trying to correct it. It doesn't mean it'll get corrected, though.
Couple more minutes with Brian Windhorst from ESPN. What do you think the Celtics are thinking, looking out there, what's happened in this series, and with Isaiah Thomas's future needing to be contractually solidified in the next 2 years, and then the number 1 overall selection? How do you think Danny Ainge is putting all those pieces together?
I think the Celtics have beautifully overachieved to this point because from a talent standpoint, they are not in the same league as the Cavs. But from a hustling standpoint, from a scrappiness standpoint, from an execution standpoint, coaching standpoint, they are at the top of the league. And they are to be applauded for what they have been able to squeeze out of this team. They are going to draft Markelle Fultz. Now, they're going to mess around and not let everybody know that and take calls and obfuscate and hedge and leak stuff up until the draft. But they're going to take Markelle Fultz. And the reason they're going to do that is because they don't know about Isaiah Thomas. Is the correct answer to sign Isaiah Thomas to a huge contract and leave him as your franchise player? Is the correct answer to make Markelle Fultz your franchise point guard and take Isaiah Thomas and maybe add the Brooklyn pick into a trade and trade for another potentially important player? Will they be able to use their salary cap space this summer to sign Gordon Hayward, or will they be able to, steal some other player? These are things that they don't know. They don't have their answers on it yet. And I'm sure they have several different tracks they're going to go down, and we'll have to see over the next year. They have the most upwardly mobile team in the NBA. And that is a compliment to Danny Ainge. But they are not yet a team that can compete with the best teams in terms of talent.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on radio stations across the country and audience.
If you like that, download our app. Please, just if it's a memory thing, just delete other apps. You don't need those apps. This app, the Rich Eisen Show app, you need that.